There are HR consulting firms, there are executive search firms, but none specialize exclusively across the talent management continuum, exclusively in nonprofits. That's where we differ. Because no one else was paying attention. It was pretty straightforward for me. I like to do things that haven't been done before, and no one had done it before. So why not? That's my approach. I really have an affinity for the social sector. I am drawn to organizations that are mission-focused and who are trying to eliminate inequity and level the playing field and to give people opportunities where they don't exist. And I find that lives most.
So I chose nonprofit HR, firstly because I had recommendations from people that I trusted. Those particular people knew that I cared very deeply about employees and employee satisfaction and attracting and retaining really, great talent. And they had told me that nonprofit HR had those values as well. So initially it was the recommendation, but then I had a meeting with Lisa, who runs the organization, and we had a very informal chat about the kinds of things we were trying to do as an organization. She really understood those challenges, and I always felt from the beginning that nonprofit HR, because of the specialized focus on nonprofits, really understood what it is to be a nonprofit in a very different way to other people that I talked to. There are very unique challenges in nonprofit organizations that I think really need to be taken into account when you design strategy for talent management and HR functions, and they really brought something unique to the table.
So within our HR consulting team, we really have solutions that support any association or nonprofit and whatever their HR needs may be. Within our project team, we support a defined scope of work that a client may have. It's limited term, we come in, we do the work, and then we move on. Within our outsource group, we support longer term initiatives with clients where we provide full life cycle support for longer term arrangements with clients, some of which have lasted 10 plus years. So this fall will be 10 years with the firm. I'm in my third different role with nonprofit HR. I started as a senior HR business partner, then moved into supporting project engagements, and now in my role as managing director, I oversee both the outsourcing as well as the project work. The entirety of my career before coming to nonprofit HR, I was a sole practitioner, so I didn't have the type of colleagues and internal resources that I've been blessed with for the 10 years here. Over my tenure with nonprofit HR, we've grown from 7 employees to over 30. I've seen how the work that we do is really needed by the sector and how our growth is really reflective of the importance of the work that we do and the excellent work that our firm does as well.
The executive search practice at nonprofit HR is not only a recruitment function, but it is a high-end luxury customer service experience. We create a bespoke process for every single executive that we seek to find, and we work very closely with our clients, making sure that we're not only recruiting for them, but we're developing long-lasting relationships. Prior to working with nonprofit HR, I owned my own consulting firm, and I did a lot of the same work that I'm doing for nonprofit HR. My decision to join nonprofit HR was solely based upon my lack of team, my lack of partners, not really having any advisors to help me continue to grow myself professionally, not having anyone that I could collaborate with to also help me to better service my clients. And when I met Lisa Brown-Alexander and Patty Hampton, I found in them 2 mentors that were going to be able to give me everything that I needed. And when I came into nonprofit HR and met my colleagues, I realized that it was a family that, it was like a hug you didn't even know you needed, okay? Which is the reason that I decided to join the firm, because I'm able to run my practice the way that I want to run my practice, give my clients the service that I want to give them, create a candidate experience that is second to none for all of the candidates, and send out all kinds of ambassadors singing the praises of nonprofit HR, executive search specifically, and the good work just brings in more good work. So it was a great decision.
My name's Heather Della Riva. I'm the Director of Virtual Outsourcing at Nonprofit HR, and have had that role over the course of my 5-year tenure here. Our team is made up of 13 people, so there's 8 business partners and then a couple of associates and assistants to help us move our work forward. Some of those HR business partners also do on-site or project work from time to time too. Our clients are traditionally those small nonprofits where every dollar counts. And at the end of the day, in order to really have success with your mission, it's imperative that you pay attention to your people and your culture. I think that when we work with organizations, we really take the time to gain an understanding around the culture that they want to build and where that gap might exist for where they are today.
I am Alicia Shushinsky, and I am a senior HR business partner and co-leader of our firm's knowledge practice. In our research and data area, we do a number of surveys. One that we have done this past year is the Nonprofit Talent Management Priority Survey, where we really try to get an idea from nonprofit organizations and their leaders, what are the priorities that they're looking for in talent management. We've also done the Nonprofit Employment Practices Survey, where we basically find out what different nonprofits are doing in different areas of HR in their employment practices, so that other organizations have benchmarks. In the past, we've done an HR benchmarking survey so that you have an idea of what the benchmarkings are, staff size and other types of benchmarks in HR departments in nonprofit organizations. And then we're working to do a lot more pulse surveys, shorter surveys, just to get some real-time data out to the nonprofit sector, again, trying to fill that gap of information that doesn't seem to be specific to the nonprofit sector. Because there isn't a lot of data out there that's specific to nonprofits, that it's very helpful to have relevant data. In our nonprofit employment practices survey in the past, we had turnover data, for instance. And if you go and you're trying to look at your organization's turnover and compare it to other organizations, you don't want to compare it to someone that's not like yours. You want to try to compare it to somebody in the nonprofit sector. So providing that data has been helpful to people, for instance. Making that comparison that's a little bit closer to home and more relevant is helpful.
It's not just a matter of money, it's a matter of impact, right? Yes, you could lose thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, but more importantly, the mission that you're trying to realize, whether it's to eradicate hunger, to eliminate poverty, to advocate for social justice, is disproportionately impacted by the lack of investment in talent.